Yes, I should. Right. Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Tara, aka Spirit Mother, and I'd like to welcome you all back to my channel on YouTube, Spirit to Spirit Teaching Going with Itself, on TikTok, 1974 Enlightened Soul. And I'm also live on my Facebook. If you're new to my channel, I always recommend, suggest, and really encourage people to read the description on my YouTube channel, Spirit to Spirit Teaching Going with Itself, to get a better understanding of what it is that I bring forward on my channel. As a lot of you know that are not new to my channel, I bring a lot of my life experiences, politics, about doctors, the medical system, what have you. Now, today I'm talking about standing up for yourself, okay? Because there's a lot of people right now that are not standing up for themselves. So they're getting walked all over, and you know, the systems are like just treating them like a piece of crap. You're not getting anywhere with it. You need things done. They don't stand up for you. I talked about family doctors and walk-in clinics just the other night. Now, the other day, I went with my ex-husband to the dentist, okay? And, well, I went to drive him. I took him there. I had to go somewhere myself, so I waited for him, and then I went in, and then he come out, and he showed me his teeth. And he was like, okay, this is what his teeth were before, okay? Now, keep in mind, for his whole life, he had really bad teeth right from the time he was a young child, okay? And he never got the fix. And about 10 years ago or more, I had kept telling him, like, you know, you should get all your teeth taken out and get dentures because your teeth are really bad. But the dentist kept him going back over and over and over again, telling him, well, every 3 months you've got to come in for a cleaning and what have you, which everybody knows, like a cleaning every 3 months is actually, it's not for your, it's not good for your teeth anyways. And instead of pulling the teeth, he continuously suffered. Not only did he suffer with like his teeth hurting, but it was actually causing him a lot of infection within his body, okay? Because I'm going to show you his teeth. Here's a video, okay? Okay. This here is what his teeth looked like, okay? I hope everybody can see that. Oh, wow, yeah. Okay, that's what his teeth looked like. Okay, I'm going to show you all the pictures. Oh, fruit. Going the wrong way. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Oh, shit. The window. Is that any better? Oh, a little bit. Okay. So I hope you all can see that. There. A little better. Okay. So let's, if I know what way I'm going. Okay. Oh, go this way. Okay. This is his teeth and his gums of how bad they looked. Okay. And they were like that for quite some time. Yeah, it is disgusting. Okay. And he hasn't drank since 2004, and he hasn't smoked since 2003 or something like that. Okay. Now this here, because what he ended up doing is he went to a dentist And when he went to the dentist, he told the dentist, like, take my teeth out. And he wanted, well, they told him that he couldn't get dentures, okay, because they said something to do with the platelet or palate or like what have you at the roof of the mouth. They said it wouldn't hold his teeth in, which I found that really strange. So he decided that he was going to get implants, okay, but not individual implants. He was getting the denture implants, okay? So he started doing this before Christmas of before Christmas 2023, okay? They removed all of his teeth and everything like that, and then they started putting the dentures in, and they put like 4 different sets of the top dentures. And the problem with the top part was that they said they couldn't get it aligned in the middle, okay? Which I found really strange, okay? Because any other dentist with dentures, they had no problem getting them in the center, okay? Now I know there's somebody in here that, maybe you're a dentist and you really don't like what I'm saying, but that's too bad for you, not being ignorant, just stating a truth and a fact. Because when somebody's paying over $55,000 to get their teeth done, they should be getting proper teeth. So the other day when he went in, they called him that day and they said, "Oh, we got your teeth here." So I like took him and what have you, and when he come back out, I looked at his teeth and what, like, do that again, because if someone smiles, you can see their gums, right? Okay, especially like if people got dentures. Now I found it really strange, and I was like, "Did you see your teeth?" He was like, "Well, no, they didn't show me them before they put in." It's like, okay, wow. So he went through all this, okay? He got all the rivets in his teeth, in his mouth. Oh, wrong way. Okay, that was the bottom, and this is the top. I heard somebody say, "Holy fuck, that's gotta hurt." No, yeah, it probably did. Okay, and it's kind of when the lips are over it. Okay, which I'm looking at his platelet, and his plate looks pretty fine to me. Now, just yesterday, I decided, because he wouldn't call them. I told him, like, there's something, like, your teeth's not right. You got no gums. Well, they said that, wasn't going to have any because that was the only way they could line up. I was like, what? But he won't stand up for himself. He expects, like, me to call, and it shouldn't be me calling. It's like, you're an adult, but you're acting like a child that needs its mommy to go stand up for them. Because this is not right. So he showed me his. Got him to show me his teeth. So here's his teeth. Now, do you see that? Okay. Now we'll go. Oh, wrong way. Go this way. Anybody see that? Watch us. That's his real gums in there. Okay. If you look over here. Oh, shit. If you look over here, you can see how it indents. Like back here, Like you can see, like right there, I can see where the spike is. Right there. Okay. If he did that, like he says, well, you gotta like use one of those. No, you're supposed to be able to brush the fucking things. Okay. So let's go to the next picture. Look at that. Look at how bulged out they are. No, you're damn right that's not right. That's his gums. Shit. Okay, so they're like, I could literally take my pinky finger and I could lay it in on top of those teeth. See? That is so fucking wrong. I hear you. See, and if you look at it back on, now, this is side on. Now, how many of you think that well, that's why he had to get dental, he had to get all of his teeth taken out because he had gum disease. Because they kept telling him instead of fixing it when they should have, they kept telling him, come back and get a cleaning, come back and get a cleaning, which was causing him a lot of infection within his body and everything like that. It was causing him a lot of pain in his body. And they didn't put the gum part. I'll show you. So you see that? It's like I could stick my, like I said, I could stick my finger right in on top of those teeth. There's no gums. That's supposed to be protected. See, if you look at it from a distance, can you see how badly they stick out? And he thinks he thinks that like he shouldn't say anything. Seriously, dude, you paid 25 fucking or 55 or more $1,000 to get a good set of teeth, and it's not there. That to me actually is worse than his real teeth being in his mouth, because his gums are open to everything. They were before, but there's nothing with regards to the gums. His gums are so decayed. Okay, so I know that this is not right. So that's the way his teeth are. They're just, it's like I have gum, yeah. Watch this. You put those two things together, and that's about how thick his teeth are. So put those in my nose, okay? Like everything else, your teeth are only about that thick, but his are like that thick, and there's no gums. So it'd be like this. Well, doesn't line up. Goes like that, and it's all stuck up. It tastes good because it's something like that, but I don't care. Like maybe you're a dental hygienist, and you know maybe you're getting shamed. But I know what doctor it was, what dentist it was. See, my ex-husband used to say about how poor of like the dentistry was in the military when he was in the military. He said how bad of a job they did. This guy is an ex-military. So, see, they figured that they would put his teeth in and not show him what they were putting in his mouth. Because they didn't show him what was being put in his mouth. Okay? And then I ended up showing him what they're supposed to look like. I heard somebody say, well, fuck yeah, that's more like it. Okay? And even the bottom. His bottom teeth have gums, the fake gums, but his top teeth has nothing. It's just teeth stuck in to his rotten gums. But see, he won't stand up. He won't stand up for himself. That's the way they're supposed to be. And when I told him about his teeth, he got mad at me and said that I was making him insecure about them. That he like thought that they look great, but maybe, you know, but they don't look great. And he thinks that he's going to be able to get all that pick stuff. No, it's like you're not supposed to have to use that water pick. They're supposed to be fucking permanent, so you're not supposed to be able to get behind them. And it irritates me to see when people don't stand up for themselves and then they wonder why there's such poor health care. It's on your own. Because you don't want to speak up about it. And whoever's trying to shut me up, that dentist ought to be ashamed of himself. Because it was all about this. It had nothing to do with helping the patient be healthy again. Because the person that was doing the dentures, I imagine they got tired of doing them because they weren't getting them right. And he was telling them, like, I want my teeth fucking centered. He still hasn't called them. Well, I go back to him. No, you shouldn't be waiting for that month. You should be fucking going now. Gurisita po rin na makasitoy tayo siya na kisalabi yung suko. Di ko to po rin kiniya sa reatoy. Seriously, people, you wonder why you get walked over. You wonder why your medical system is the way it is. You wonder why you have no repercussions. You have no repercussions for the doctors who fuck up and you know, take your money, because that's a fucking, what they did to him is a fucking scam. The dentist is not the only person that has fucking scammed him. I've been around when he's had many people tell him, oh yeah, we're going to do this for you. We're going to do that for you. And they make the deal. And then, you know, they take what they want and then fuck helping him like they were supposed to. And I don't care if those people are watching. Maybe you should be. And maybe you should be feeling foolish for what you fucking do. But he's still kind enough to help you. When I'd be actually telling you, go pound sand. And if you want to say that's cruel, no, that's not cruel. That's called calling you out. He made a deal with somebody. They were going to cut like the back. They were going to cut the trees up in back and what have you. And he made a deal that he would give them some of the wood. But what did they do? They come and took the amount of wood that they wanted, and that was it. It's all still there. And this was a year and a half, 2 years ago. Year and a half ago. Or it might have been, well, no, it would have been last winter, not like 2023. Or, sorry, 2024 winter. and beginning of 2023 winter, which would have been around November, December. But I would sit in my back and I would look and I'd watch them go down the yard, go back to the trees, cut what they wanted, drag it home. And that was all they did. And does that fucking irritate me? Yes. And why he hasn't stood up for himself or stood up about it? It leads me to believe that anything he's ever said to me about him standing up for himself, I don't believe the fucking word he says, because in the 25 years that I've been around him, not once has he stood up for himself. It's like you wonder why you get fucked over, because you allow yourself to be, because you don't want conflict. You know, I'm going to bring Jesus into this, whether people like it or not. It's not about preaching or anything. And when I said that word, when I said his name, people just kind of, it was like you dropped out. But don't drop out. Because they tell you that Jesus says, like, just forgive them and don't sue them and stuff like that. Jesus never said that. Jesus never told people to let these people get away with it. It's called justice. That was the ones that said about that and wrote that in. Those are the ones that are fucking crooks. Those are the ones that are fucking you over. He'll say stuff to me and then get pissed off and say something back. When I pointed out that his teeth weren't right, he got pissed off at me when he actually got pissed off at me. He should have marched his fucking ass right back into the dentist and said, hey, where's the gums? But they told him, oh, you're not going to have any gums or much of gums. Like, what? No. Then you shouldn't, whoever made those teeth should not be making those teeth because you don't fucking know how. I think you're an amateur. And it's that part of, you know, this is a spirit to spirit channel, and those spirits know exactly who I'm fucking talking to. Seriously, they ought to be ashamed of themselves, and he should be marching his ass right back to that. He should have been going right back in and saying, hey, you know, she just pointed something out to me, and I'm not happy with them. Not waiting a fucking month and allowing infection to set in, because that's what's going to happen. And that's what he was trying to get away from. You know, you may not understand the language, but you might want to fucking feel it. Because it's spirit that's pissed off. And spirit's pissed off at the people for bitching, moaning, dripping, and complaining because of what's going on, but you don't stand up to it. You just go roll over in a fucking corner like the fucking dog they treat you like. And then you're like, oh, well, they're done by this and that. Well, fucking stand up for yourself. You're doing it because you're not standing up for yourself. And you can bang down at me all you want. Demons don't like it. Because I know those spirits are coming in. And they'll come through him. That's why it said they know not what they do or say. But I fucking will do. It's not to shame him, but he'll think it is. And today I did tell him he was a pussy. Because he'll stand up to a girl, but he won't stand up to any man. He should have gone right back into the dentist and told him, give me my other teeth back and fucking fix these and do them right. 5 times, roughly, they've changed those teeth. And every time they did his teeth, they had gums. But these don't. And it's that part now where, I'm at that point now. I really don't give a fuck if you're totally infected or be your own fault. And I don't want to hear your fucking whining about it. He also has a few hernias that, he won't stand up. He won't do anything to get them fixed. I had somebody tell me yesterday, "Oh, well, you shouldn't go on your videos and expose this until you see if they're going to fix it." It's not about that. They should have fixed this a long fucking time ago. They should have had them centered the first time. So am I irritated? You're fucking right. And, he just keeps telling me, "Oh, just don't, I don't want to hear it." Like, I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear it. Go get the fucking teeth fixed like you paid the fucking $55,000 for it instead of moaning and jumping to me because you got no goddamn fucking money. So anybody that tells me that whatever reflects on him, whatever he does, it's not my business, you're fucking right, it's my business because he makes it my business. People don't like my channel. "Oh, you're not very nice. Your vibration." I don't give what you fucking think about my vibration. You only don't like my vibration because the fucking truth hurts. Like, seriously, when are you going to stand up for yourself and stop bitching, complaining, moaning, and dripping because something's not done right, but you don't go do anything about it to stop it from happening? I know one thing. If I paid $55,000 to get my fucking teeth fixed, I'd be right back in there. I wouldn't be sitting in the vehicle and say, "Oh, I don't want it right now." And say, "Yeah, you make me feel that." No, you just didn't like the fact that I told you the truth that they fucked you over. And you don't want to step up and be a man, and you want to tell me that I'm fucking masculine. I wonder fucking why, because somebody's got to be masculine. Like, seriously. No, love and light. That's not love and light. That's not. You're fucking right. It's love and light. It's called caring about somebody and wanting somebody to learn how to stand up for themselves so they don't get fucked over by people like that. So if somebody wants to tell me I'm not in love and light because I'm assertive and I speak up about the elephant in the room that nobody else wants to speak about because there might be a little fucking turmoil and chaos and conflict. I watched a video on TikTok with regards to Donald Trump. How many of you fucking realize that Donald Trump is talking in riddles? Because let me show you something. See, I'm not like I wasn't fucking born yesterday, and people should be smart enough. Oh shit, my glasses. See, in the video that I watched, she's actually telling you stuff in riddles. People say about like Jesus in the book of Timothy or in the book of Thomas. It says right in there that Jesus came to cause chaos. So who knows? Maybe Donald Trump is Jesus and he's causing chaos, and Yeshua is coming to help. Mary Magdalene. People don't believe in reincarnation. Well, people don't listen. I didn't go learn these languages anywhere. And I'm not here talking about biblical stuff, but that's what you're in right now. And you're supposed to be speaking up. Conversation. So I'm going to do this, okay? And I'm going to tell you the words that I wrote down. Oh no, that was something else. I commented to somebody had commented on one of my comments, and I commented back. And when I spoke in a different language, those were the words I got, and I decoded what they meant. Or I went in and looked at the meaning of them so I could tell them what it was saying. So here's the video. A lot of people, they say things, but I have to ask, why are you not standing up for yourself? The other day, when I was in the city, the other week, I was at my sister's place, and I got tired of being called fucking. I looked like that I was an idiot, and I looked retarded, and I should get, that they were embarrassed by me. Well, that's on you if you're embarrassed by me. I'm not embarrassed by myself. But they were pretty fucking ignorant. And, I told them off. Big time I told them off. Right outside of their apartment building, too. And I told them that you might want to stop. Jesus is going to fucking save your ass. I'm going to save her. Call me ignorant? I don't care. I'm not going to learn. That's fucking ignorant. Yeah, what I said to her was, because she was told me I looked crazy. I was retarded. I looked retarded. I was an idiot and everything like that. It's like, seriously, you're lucky I don't fucking punch you in the mouth. But I stood up for myself. I even said I'm getting I don't even use the CUNT word. I said, sometimes it comes out because sometimes I was told sometimes you got to speak the language, but when you speak the language, they don't like it because when I said I'm getting sick of the CUNTs treating people like shit. She said, call me a C. She said, call me a CET again, and I'll punch you in your face. And I said, yeah, and I'll fucking drive you from here to Timbuktu. I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm not crazy. If you call me an idiot, then I guess you're calling Spirit an idiot. People say, oh, well, you just ignore people like that. You know, there's ignoring people like that, and then there's actually standing up to people like that. Because when you don't stand up to people like that, that's where they continue doing it to other people. So maybe in order for it to stop, maybe if it's happening to you should be the one standing up to prevent it from happening to other people. And in the process, teaching other people how to stand up for themselves. Shit, that made that loud. Okay, hold on. In the day, wait. This here. And I have it right here. What I went in and looked in, what he was trying to say. Okay. Oh, wrong. Won't work in there. Yeah, Juan, parece que não matutay essa dati. Ay, no, sala. Hiro to pray. Hi. Okay.
The healthy arms, you ran out of really healthy. They had great arms, but they ran out. It's called sports. It's called baseball in particular, and pitchers, I guess you can say, in really particular. But the starting rotation during the National League Division Series, this crappy Dodgers bullpen shut out the Padres, saved the season, and forced Game 5. When you ran out the healthy arms, you ran out.
Okay. So, looking into that, okay? When he said Game 5, anybody understand what he's talking about when he says about Game 5? Okay? I have a word for it. Okay. Game 5. Chapter 5. Revelations. The 7 seals. The 7 trumpets. The 7 chakras. The 7 stars. The 7 spirits, which they say would be the 7 demons because it's the 7 chakras moving up. And he's in chapter 5. He's in game 5. So we're in the 5th stage of it. Okay? So the 5th stage would be your 3rd chakra. See? Confirmation. Right? 7 trumpets, 7 bowls, 7 deacons. Okay? 7 deacons represent like the church or something. Okay? Arms. When you look up arms in the biblical sense, it's more of influence, power, means of support or conquest. So he was saying about the arms. Do that again. Here. You know, if you actually hear it, okay, and you learn how to pay attention and with riddles. Shush. Because with regards to riddles, okay? When you watch Once Upon a Time, the Dark One talks in riddles. People couldn't understand Jesus because he was talking in riddles. Oh, damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! What? This is why my sister tells me that I look fucking retarded and crazy and psycho. It's like, no, you just don't fucking understand. Nobody else acts like that. That's what she says. When nobody else acts like that, well, I don't care. I'm not everybody else. Because he's Korean. And she told me that I look evil, that I got crazy eyes. Yeah, there's crazy eyes. Dito por aquí se nos gusta na tatiyan murital na. It's like fucking shame on you. And I don't care who says shame is the lowest vibration. You ought to feel ashamed of yourself. But you won't because, you know, you're not healing. So you hear what he says, okay?
Really healthy. They had great arms. They ran out. It's called baseball in particular. Pictures, I guess you could say, really particular.
Okay. Ouch!
You ran out the healthy arms. You ran out of really healthy. They had great arms. Ran out the healthy arms. You ran out of really healthy. They had great arms, but they ran out. It's called.
Okay. So they ran out of arms, they ran out of healthy arms, which they ran out of influence, they ran out of power, and they ran out of the support to conquer. Okay? And then sports. Peter, Paul, and Jesus played sports. Okay? Because the sports helped them with endurance, helped them with awareness, right? Help them on their toes. Right? I went in and, you know, I looked it up. It's all on my parts. What I looked up is in my search. Some people won't get that. Okay. And then he goes on to say about the pitcher. Okay. And when I went into pitcher, it said the water jars. This was in biblical text. Water jars used chiefly by women for carrying water. Okay. And the one who did that was Rebecca. And Rebecca was Israel, Edomites, Jordan and Israel. Okay. So where was Jesus baptized? Jesus was baptized in the river, as it said, right? People say, well, what is that? That. You're fucking right, it does. He's telling you that you're in biblical times. Okay? Now, baseball, when I looked up baseball, it brought me to bulbous. Bulbous. Okay? Bulbous was with regards to Vicius Cornelius. Okay? So the Roman, I got poor writing. Was minor Roman connected with Caesar and all that. Okay? So he's referring to Roman times, back to the biblical times when Jesus was above with regards to the Romans. The witch hunt was for Jesus and Jesus' disciples. And people like Jesus, the ones that Jesus and Mary Magdalene and their followers had taught other people. Someone in turn had used it for back against them. Peter, or would you like to be called Simon? Because Peter couldn't understand why he was telling a woman. But it was because the woman could understand it because the women were actually doing it well beforehand. And then they'll tell you that this stuff is demonic. And then people don't stand up. They rely on a system to tell you that you can't stand up. Jesus did not get a trial. And that's a lot of what's happening right now. People are not getting a trial. Donald Trump is not allowing to have a trial for the people to know. They're not putting out there for certain people, and that's what there is an uproar. And others sit back and say, "Oh, they're guilty. They're guilty." You're the ones who did what you did back then. Whether Jesus really died, or whether it was a stage death, or whether it was an actual resurrection. And the resurrection is the rebirth of yourself. You know, some people believe that Elvis Presley was doing some undercover work and that he staged his own death. People believe that Michael Jackson and Robin Williams and Marilyn Monroe, all that people believe that they're still alive. Whether others believe it or not, they say, "Oh, well, that's conspiracy theory." Well, who are you to really say it's conspiracy theory? Are you actually there? Seriously, that's a legitimate question. But see, the thing is, are you going to do things right this time? Are you going to stand up for yourself? Are you going to stand up for truth? It's not about what religion you are and standing up for say the religion or the God you believe in, as it is standing up for yourself and each other. It's not about worshiping something outside of yourself. It's about, are you going to stand up for what's right and just? And it's not about telling people that, we're going to kill you, or, you're not allowed to dress this way, or you got to pray this way, or you got to be this way. No, they don't. It's not about being a victim, because you're allowing yourself to be victimized. And then you're saying, "Oh, that's God." No, it's not God. It's not God at all. It's your limited belief systems. It's a system that you've lived under for eons. So now we'll go like I said, okay, went to baseball. Okay, when he said Dodgers, bullpen, Padres, Padres. What is a Padre? A Padre is a priest or chaplain of the Roman Catholic Church. Roman Catholic chaplain, armed services. So armed services, if you go back to arms, you get influence, power, means of support, of conqueror. See, I'm standing up. And you may say that I look ridiculous or fucking lunatic or crazy. You have no fucking idea what you're witnessing. My sister would even say, well, I know that like it's people attacking you. Well, if you know that it's people attacking me, then why the fuck would you think it was funny? Yes, I can play it. Nessuno mo toccano, istruttorita, io te lo saprei. Tu sono sale che mo tocchi io sto. Life is if you feel like your life is shit, well, it's on you because you don't stand up to what's making it shit. You just say, "Oh well, it's God's fault. It's God's fault." Well, if it's God's fault, it's your fault because you're that aspect of God and you're fucking allowing it to happen. So you are no victim. And it brought me, for some reason, for arms. It also brought me to cut off Olab Pharaoh. Then it was king of Egyptian, king of ancient Egyptian, and then Moab, son of Lot, and Lot's oldest daughter. So if you get that, son of Lot, Moab is son of Lot, and Lot married his oldest daughter, and Lot was born of a father. It just like right there, it was like is Donald Trump's son actually his daughter's child? You know, I'm asking, but I'm not saying that that's the case. You know, maybe, you know, Melania's old enough to be his daughter. And I just had a release. You know, because they do say that the royal family keeps it in the royal family. See? Let the eye. And then for baseball. It also like bulbous. See, this is the part of standing up. You don't like seriously Google it. Actually look into it or not. It's up to you. But don't say that something sounds like really right out there unless you realize that he's talking in fucking riddles. Maybe he's trying to tell you truth, but not coming out with it. But it's going to actually fall back on him too. See, remember, his grandfather was connected with the corruption in the government. His grandfather ran a brothel, which is drug and human trafficking. His father did the same thing. They had lots of properties. Why don't you go and have a look in those properties? Every one of them, including Mar-a-Lago. But just remember, the Mar-a-Lago is now in his son's name, Baron Trump. See, this is the part of standing up, because with Donald Trump, I see things he says, it makes a whole lot of sense. But there's also a lot of other things that are really fucked up. Oh, that was weird. Look how Jamie shapes this time. And that's the same with any politician. Things were never supposed to be divided. It's supposed to be standing up to the corruption, not becoming part of it. Going after somebody because they don't believe the same way as you, have the same religion, and you want to force it on other people. I watching on here in certain places, they're telling you that they're saying that in certain countries people aren't allowed to fucking pray. Seriously, grow up. Seriously. You see on these things sometimes people telling somebody how you have to have a proper shit. Since when did you have to be told how to shit? If you give yourself hemorrhoids, give yourself hemorrhoids. It's an example. And there are ones on here. Fucking bathroom, public bathroom, what did they do? They have signs up telling you. Sometimes it's almost like I feel like going and washing your hands and going sadness and taking it out and saying, here, would you like to see if I wash your hands properly? Do you not realize that it's treating you like fucking children when you're damn adults? Like shit, kids catch on faster than adults do. And then you tell kids, then you say that kids don't know nothing. You're fucking right, they know a hell of a lot more than you know. You just can't speak it the way that you can understand. You learn something from kids. Kids stand up for themselves, and then we tell them not to. Tell them, oh, just go stop. It's not part of, you're supposed to be setting an example for the children. And by not standing up for yourself, you're not teaching your children much. It's not about hitting. And should certain things bother a person? No. But if it's happening to you, that's where you should be standing up and doing something about it so that it doesn't happen to the next kid or the next person. You don't sit back and wait for somebody else to fix your fucking problems. You don't have to good to see. And I just heard somebody word you give me information. I get it directly from Spirit, from God, the divine source, the universe. You can get some of it from me. See, my ex-husband lost 2 4-wheelers, a lawn tractor because he didn't trust people that he shouldn't have trusted. And I tried telling him, but I have to ask him because of me. And he didn't listen to me. Because if that's the case, you are good for yourself. Because that's your fucking ego. And your ego is a compass house. And your ego won't save you with a good. Because it will keep you from listening to somebody else. So should I just sit back and let my ex-husband's teeth or gums and all that get infected? And I sit and close it? Part of me says I should. But I don't know if it's still learning the lesson. So am I going to have to be the one to speak to the dentist? Or is he going to do it himself like he should the other day? He got his teeth. He doesn't get the part that no wonder I look at him like he's my son. However, stand up for yourself. Each other how to do it for ourselves too. That's going to conquer the bully. But you got to help heal the bully too. Because just keep in mind that bully was bullying himself the first. So with that being said, I'm sending you much love, light, and blessings. Most importantly, very good health to everyone going to be willing to receive yourself. I want you all to be big, bold, brave. Most importantly, be yourself, be your authentic self. True to yourself, be true to others, be kind to yourself and others, and know that you have more strength than you can conquer in your times. Be that big, bold, and brave. Stand tall for yourself and teach others how to too. Because in the end, it's you who's going to how to stand up to the bully and help the bully to heal. Will. Have a great long weekend and a great Easter if you celebrate it or however you do.